All right.
Hi, I'm Ken Lashley. You're watching Who Dat Comics. Who Dat? What's up, everybody? We got another episode 13 of Pack and Chat. I gotta put the episodes in the other ones because I did 11 and 11, so this is technically 13. So I got a couple things to pack up. Any of my friends from the hunt, if you guys will pop in, you're more than welcome to join the Pack and Chat session. I'll actually, I'm probably going to actually copy the link for them if they want to come and send it to them. This is only going to be for about an hour. Sands is having a pop-up auction, which I'll be a part of. So about an hour of chatting and packing, or packing and chatting. We got to have a little fun with that. So let me send this to my buddies on the hunt. If they want to join, they're more than welcome to join. More than welcome to join. All right, so got that situated. Shout out to the big lion cat. He was here, but he's not here, but he was here. What's up, BLC? I gotta finish watching your video. I'm like 45 minutes in. I think I have like 20 more minutes. So gotta finish watching that. So let's get to the Pack and Chat. Like I said, they have an auction about an hour from now. I'm gonna join that. Do some different items. Gonna do some autograph items. And probably do some other stuff as well. Probably throw this up there tonight. Really nice book. Really nice condition. So probably throw that stuff on there, a little 15 centers and stuff. But let's get to the Pack and Chat. So somebody bought some of the newsstands, Star Wars. So this sold the Anakin, the Dark Time sold, and the Knights of the Old Republic sold. They're all newsstands. Got somebody going to join me. Do this. It's the boss of Chris. What's going on?
Not too much. Just doing my wonderful, partly what I was doing yesterday before we started the graphic content and being educating myself on how to make a comic book database spreadsheet, which kind of can figure out values and such. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of research and finding that I guess the difference between a 9.8 and 9.6 in just about every comic so far that I've looked at is around in between 22 and 24%. So that's kind of crazy.
Yes, sir. So I was just showing off the stuff I'm packing up. I got a big book that I'm going to pack up and I'm going to show off. I threw actually an extra freebie. This is actually a trade paperback, Avengers, Mighty's Heroes. This is the final host. I actually read this. It's pretty good. I think this is maybe like a $15 to $20 trade that I'm throwing in. And since he bought some Star Wars stuff, I threw in a couple of cards. Couple of Star Wars cards. I think they're refractors or they're just hologram, hollows maybe. But a couple of Star Wars cards I threw in as extras and as a thank you. So I think that's a pretty good thank you. Every now and then when I think about it, if I'm doing a show like this, I can pack the extra stuff. So yeah, that's what I got. That's what I want to show off to the peeps. I'm packing up like 3 newsstands sold and threw in a couple of extras. So I appreciate that person who DM me. And because of that, I threw in those extra things. Hopefully you like them. Yeah. But I couldn't believe the book that I'll end up showing what I'm packing up that sold on the FeeBay.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
it's way higher for signed books. At least this one is. It's like signed 9.8 is I guess fair market value, and X-Men 101 is $9,000. And then 9.6, yeah, 9.6. This is according to Go Collect, but according to Go Collect, the signed 9.6, they're going by that. So now they're using 2022 as the thing that.
So you're saying I should get my 9.6 signed and then sell it and buy a 9.8 and buy a 9.8?
I mean, if you want to, because I would say, I mean, the last sold is showing on, at least on Go Collect is showing is February 5th, 2022, and it said that it went for $9,000. And then one that sold in June 8th, it was 9.6 signed. Doesn't say how many times signed or any of that stuff, but it does say that it sold for just under $2,600, $2,599. So that is a steep dive between 9.6
but
and 9.
What was the 9.8 last sale for unsigned?
Unsigned. Hold on, let me pull that back up. Unsigned, I think it was like $7,250.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so technically, like you said, get it signed.
Yeah,
but is that just Chris Claremont or that's multiple?
I'm not sure. Like it doesn't say, but it was saying like because I didn't. I mean, I probably could have clicked on it and see if I could.
I'm guessing it would be like Stan Lee and Chris Claremont,
But the 90-day average, I guess, on that is 7,200 and a 9.8 unsigned, and then
I would actually get my 9.6 signed if it's just Chris Claremont, and flip that for a 9.8.
So this one, I mean, going from that, it's only signed once by Claremont. So that was a sale from more than a year ago, almost 2 years ago.
So that's at the height of the market.
Yeah,
and not just that. Somebody we don't know if it was an old. You don't know if it was an old label or.
It was. It looks like it was a regular label. It doesn't look old. Well, actually, maybe it is a little older. Hold on. No, it's a regular. It's like a newer signature series. Has that nice font on there, and then it's just like, but just kind of looking at it, it's just like, oh wow, this is kind of crazy. But so I'm sure it's come down from there, but it's just like but just looking at it.
Even if you say, all right, the last sale was like 9,000. Let's say you're like, all right, since I know it's probably going down, let's do it at a deal at 6.
Oh yeah.
For me, because I know what I paid for my 9.6, I still would do that because that I'll only have to come up with like 1,000 to get a 9.8.
Yeah.
And the gains on that would be insane. Like for me. So that's actually some good information.
Well, the only reason I'm looking is just because
we should do that next show. Like pull like 2 books and just do look at books that we have in our collection. Like you say one and I say one, and it's like just look it up and would it be feasible to maybe?
Well, because I was trying to. So basically, what I have is I have a column that's supposed to do the estimated value, and based on it's just really nerdy sounding and. I'm not a genius when it comes to this type of stuff. So like I'm just going by how I understand it. I'm probably not explaining it right. But based on whatever you enter for a condition, so near mint gets the total amount of the value. So you basically enter in the estimated value from there. And then as you change it, so as it goes from near mint to like let's say VF, I only have a few. So VF, fine, VG, and G. So as you go, it basically will multiply it by a decimal point, so it multiplies it by a decimal of 100 and then brings it down to a lower amount. So I was trying to find a way to kind of make it a little bit more accurate or a little bit closer to what I would think. So but the funny part with it is just that the one thing I did notice is that because I wanted to add just different tiers of everything, so I did notice that usually in between a 9.8, and this is just a blue label, so between 9.8 and 9.6, it seems to be in between 22% and 24% drop in value. So that's pretty crazy when you think about it. Just for one little grade, it's like, yep. That's a pretty significant
Oh, you
drop.
know, you look up the Taylor Swift book, the 130.
The tale of what?
The
Oh
Taylor
yeah.
Swift, yeah, that's the
Oh
one.
yeah.
Oh yeah, unless you want to save it
That's
for
good.
next time we do the show, because that I'm actually curious about
No,
that one.
I'd take a look at it.
Probably should wait because I wonder if they might have more sales. Well, this is
Oh,
the
probably.
book I want to. This is the book I want to show everybody that I'm packing up, saying goodbye. I
Uh-oh.
offered this book, uh, offered this book $200 less on Elite. So I think I'm gonna say I would have sold it for the same amount on YouTube or a little bit less. So offered this for $200 less than what but eBay broke records on the GPA for the Marvel Preview 7 first appearance of Rocket Raccoon in the 9.0 white pages. Wonder if I'll make Key Collector app. I don't know. We're gonna find
Oh,
out,
wow.
but this sold for well above the GPA, and so it broke GPA record, and so very curious to see if we make the key collector on those when they do those sales. So yeah, so sad to see it go. I actually really enjoyed this book. This is the one of the magazines I wanted to keep, but
Yeah.
I want to streamline my collection. Magazines are hard to store, if anybody knows. So yeah, that's the reason why I ended up putting it up. It's actually a really nice cover too, with Santana on the cover with the zombie. So it's
Yeah.
a really cool cover, first appearance. But have other goals in mind. I think I can get this book again.
Probably. Yeah.
Uh, I actually know a place where I could get the book. They still have it raw, and their grade is actually a 9.0. But I've gotten stuff from them before, and it's always come back a little like a point higher. So if they say it's a 9.0, it's probably like a 9.2. So and it's cheaper than a lot cheaper than what I paid for this one. A lot cheap. I mean, a lot cheaper than what I sold this one for. So I'm not gonna say what I sold it for, but I just gave you hints. $200 less than I have it at $200 more. I'm sorry, it was $200 more than I had it on Elite Comics 11. So if you follow Elite, you can figure it out. Chef has says, mean the FOMO book of the week, Dazzler. It could
Hey,
be the
you know what?
FOMO book of the week, but it's still a good book.
Let's
It's
talk
still a
about
good
that for a
key.
second.
It's still a
Yeah.
good key, and a 9.6 and under. Me and Chris were talking about this. A 9.6 and under. I go as high as a 9.6. It's undervalued still.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely.
if this FOMO needs to get it to the price where it should be, I'm all for it. Because first appearance of Dazzler, she's on the cover. Second appearance of Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost. I'm not sure about Sebastian Shaw, but I know those two are in it.
Yep.
That's all the key stuff about this book. It's actually a better cover than the 129 because it has Dazzler on the cover. Kitty Pryde or Emma Frost or Sebastian Shaw are not even on cover of 129. Even though it
Yep.
is a good cover, if you look at 129, it's actually a good cover, but they're not on the cover. So
Nope.
that actually hurts it. So, and it's one of those early books that they have the slash on the barcode, where
Yep.
if they have the slash, it's an early direct, and that's like 10% or less, I think, of the print count was direct. And people don't realize that. People really don't realize
No, everybody keeps going like, oh, it's a newsstand. It's like, yeah, but newsstands were all like, that's where most people got their books was newsstands back at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have the direct, the early direct was different. But the thing that I say, when it comes to, okay, phone ringing, I don't know who it is. When it comes
saying
to
goodbye, say goodbye.
Yeah, when it comes to that book though, like I was, because there's a bunch of people like, oh, it's a FOMO book. Look, I'm gonna say like this: it's a good book to have if you're looking at. I mean, if you're gonna look at the X-Men in general, as far as the Uncanny X-Men, I mean that's the run to own. I would say everything from if you can get from, obviously the early. Yep, Antoine. If you can get the early X-Men, obviously you want to get those, the Silver Age stuff, and then once it cuts off at 66, you want to, or is it 66 or 68? I think it's 66.
There you go, Chef. Early X-Men. X-Men 33. There you go.
Once it cuts off and starts doing the reprints, like going from 94 till I would say if you did 94 to let's say 144, if you want to do that pretty much that encompasses the Vernon Claremont run, the Cockrum and Claremont run, and it's just like that's the stuff you want to get. So that, and it's right in the I guess the last 15 issues of that run. So it's a good one, and I mean, I'm not saying that this is going to be what puts it out of reach, because I don't think it will. But it's something where it's a good book to have, and it's definitely I mean, it's not the biggest X-Men key, but it's definitely a good one. It's I would say a bigger key than what comes later on, just because once you get past, I would say once you get past about 200, there's I mean very few books that are just like big in that run that you want to get. So it's just like you I mean, and you can name them off really quickly too. It's like, all right, so what are the big books that you get after or the big run keys that you want after that point? It's I mean, you can argue and say 201, but it's really 221. I would say 212, 213. The fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Then it's 221 First Sinister. 244 First Jubilee, and then 266. And then after that, it's just pretty much just get whatever you want, because it's all just
Chef Harris, if you're hungry for this book and you don't have it, I'll sell it to you what I have into it and just pay the shipping. So if you really are interested, this is X-Men 33, probably a 3.5, because there's that subscription increase. So if you really are interested, Chef Harris, I'll let it go for just $40 shipped. So
that's origin.
Yeah,
is
the
origin of Juggernaut in that one, or is it?
I know it's like a third appearance or something too, huh? Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because I want to say I think that's where they get into him and Xavier being stepbrothers. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%. I never owned it, so I don't know.
He's advocate. And Wolverado's in the house. What's up, Legend? Legend's in the house. At work, Bleeker says he would jump on. And Callie said that was a good price. And he said, hello, everyone. That's basically it would be less if he lived, like if he didn't have, I didn't have to ship it.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot less.
I have to say, like that the book that you're sending out, it's definitely one that I want. It's definitely one that I want to get at some point. But as far as just the it's a great book to have. Yeah, I mean, not even just so much for Rocket, just like if you're a Marvel Monsters fan, like
Monsters fan, cover fan.
Yeah,
early work of Chris Claremont.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. It's like there's a lot that makes that book worth it, and the Rocket is what puts it over the top. But other than that, it's just a really, really cool book. So eventually, I'll probably end up getting one, but not right now.
But the good thing about this book is you could find like this book in this grade raw and pay not even half of what I sold this one for. It'd be like a lot less.
Yeah, it's all in where you find it. Just because I know some places are gonna be like, well, it's a Fred Rocket, and so it's got to be a pre. And it's just like, you just kind of that I think is a book where you just gotta be slow and steady. Just because, I feel like when it comes to Rocket, he's not gonna be back for a while, if at all. So I feel like it's a book that I don't think necessarily going to like plummet or go down real steep, but it should become affordable pretty soon. I think it's just
out of all of them, besides Star-Lord, I think he would be back faster than any of the others.
No, I do too. I think that it'd be a couple of years though before you see him. So I think that like for anyone who's like, oh, I missed it, like I don't think you did. I think you have a chance to get that book for a decent price without having to worry too much, and it gives you a little bit of time to save. That's what I would say. Say if it's a book you really want, save up, and then just keep looking to see what kind of deal you can find. Just because, as much as I think a lot of us get into, I mean, everybody wants to be able to show their stuff. Everybody wants to have that, that book that they really want. But really, it's a patience game with all this stuff. As much as everybody wants to think that, like, oh, this guy went out and did a haul. He had all these crazy books. It's like, yeah, but it's not like he just got them. It's not like he just out of nowhere just picked them up. Like, he's been planning and looking and
Well,
got a bunch of money.
a lot of people want the comic appearance anyway, and it's his second appearance, like second appearance, but his first in the comic form. So a lot of people are like want that book, and they'll pay more than the person paid for this one.
Yeah,
I have so in a 9.8. So
yeah,
it's
I remember I saw that. I'll never forget seeing it. I saw it in a shop for $3 right before they announced Guardians. Before they announced the first Guardians movie, like any trailer or anything like that, they announced the lineup of the Guardians. And then I remember I went in that, it was on a Wednesday. I went in, saw it, and I was like, I'll come back and grab that. And then by Friday, they announced it, and I was like, fuck. Because it was gone. No more $3 Rocket. So maybe it's that. But I could have had that for $3. I ended up getting it later on for much more, but not like a stupid price.
Yeah, still probably not as crazy as price they sell now for.
Probably not, but everything is like I said, everything's kind of has that I guess cycle. So where it's just like something that you want that is kind of pricey or whatever. You think about it, you look at it, and it's just like, well, guess what? Sometimes you luck out, and it's like, oh, like I ended up buying 3 of this book, and guess what? Now everybody wants this book. I can sell 2 and keep 1. Or if it's a book that you don't even care about, it's like, I'll sell all 3 of them, and then get the one you want.
Yeah, it's kind of good. I like doing that.
All right, well, good luck with that, Legend. Hope to see you on soon.
Yes, sir. We know about life. Life is always one of those things. Yeah. That's all I can say. I mean, when school starts for me, that's what it gets a little more hectic. It's a little harder to do things.
I can tell you a guy who's huge like that. Like when it comes to like you watch enough of Big Lion Cat's videos, and you'll see he gets calls like crazy. But like what I mean. But he's meticulous. I've been to actual conventions with him. I've seen how he goes about it, and he's meticulous about how he gets stuff. Like sometimes it's like, nope, it's too much for this. I need these books, but these are too much. Let me go over here and see what this is. Like, all right, I got these here. So I mean, it's all just kind of it's just really one of those things where
I've seen him talk about his hauls and stuff like that. I like how he explains it. You know what I mean? It's like and he's willing. He doesn't mind not paying up, I should say, but he doesn't mind paying a little bit more for a book that he wants to, especially if he has it. If it's an upgrade, that's what I've noticed too. Because he's very, like I said, very meticulous and very strategic on how he does his thing. And like, if he can upgrade it and then sell this one to get like some of his money back, and that's what the game is about, man. Like, you try to, if a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm never selling, I'm not selling." It's like, but you could do what you want, but it's like if it's something I'm not reading no more, or a character I don't care about. Yeah, I'm gonna get the book I really care about. I really want.
Yeah.
I always boil the question about what is your Grail book, and somebody might say, let's say your Grail book is Fantastic Four #1, and I say, well, would you sell your Ultimate Fallout 4 and this book and that book to get your FF1? If the answer is yes, then you're good. What he says in the chat. Do you think he'll? It's been a rumor for like 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I think that when it so here's what I'll say, and this is what I'll say when it comes to that. Like, if he is in Deadpool 4, right? I'm sorry, Deadpool 3. You know, it's gonna be a very quick thing. Like, it's not like she's gonna sign off like a multi-picture deal. She'll be in that movie for whatever it is, you know, a couple scenes, whatever, and then she'll just kind of move on and do something else. Just because, I mean, like to try to take her out of her, you know, touring schedule and everything like that. Because I mean, she's making bank on her tours. Like she's like movies
Yeah,
actually probably a step down for her. She's like, no, I can just tour the country and the world and just make tons of money doing
yeah.
what I
I
know how
would
to
love
do.
to. I would love to know what she makes per show. I don't know. I know her and Beyonce are like that's like ridiculous
Oh,
money that they're making per. Like, I know that Beyonce they're making really good money at because their daughter's on it and they're paying their daughter. like,
yeah,
like so it's like it's crazy to think how much they're making per show. But if she's making, let's say she's making 3 million per show because she owns all the production, she owns everything. Like that's like Kevin Hart does it. A lot of people don't realize Kevin Hart Beat Productions when he's doing a show in a city, he's controlling everything. He doesn't have a secondhand source getting tickets. He doesn't have a secondhand source doing this, doing that. Like it's all his people. So if she has all her people doing it, that's mean all her money is coming in. Um, and it's 3 million. Like that's it's probably like you said, or it might be more than that. It might be a little bit less. Who knows? But I don't know how many shows she's doing. Then you just do the math from that. So she's doing 20 shows and it's 3 million. That's 60 million. So let's say.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that I really do think that that'll end up being the thing with her. Like if she's in the movie, it'll be a cameo, or it'll be something small. I wouldn't expect her to be in there for many movies, so it's just like it's almost kind of a I wouldn't say it's like a throwaway, but like if she's cast as Dazzler, like I mean it's gonna be a one and done. Like you're not gonna see Taylor Swift as Dazzler again. They'll have to recast her at some other point, or you know they'll just keep her up with cameo. So you're like, oh, the
Or
new
they
Dazzler.
keep her. Yeah, but they could keep her as cameos because I mean, you don't realize like some of those cameos get shot in one day. So
Yeah.
she could spare like, and then she doesn't. She's not flying. They're flying her out in a private jet. She's flying, back to whatever she's doing. So I could see her doing it as not a full fledged movie, but say she
Yeah.
has like a 5 minute scene in multiple
Yeah.
movies, like 5 minutes
Yeah.
here, 5 minutes there. Like I could see her doing that.
Well, they could. I mean, that's such an easy thing to do. Like they did in what was it? Was it the Apocalypse movie? It was one of them. The one where it was one of those X-Men movies, and it was like
Oh,
uh
it's above
what
right,
with
above
more
right.
like the young Nightcrawler, like oh, and they picked up the album cover, and it's like oh, here's Dazzler, and it's like I mean that's easy enough. You sit there and just like show a video of her in the background, playing a con, like oh like this is my favorite music video by Dazzler or something weird like that. Like you can jump in and do a lot of that type. That's the one, the Doc Phoenix movie. They had a lot of that stuff, and I mean would I mean for I guess money wise to get fans to come and like to get her fans to come and watch a movie just to see her in it. I mean, absolutely they'd want her to be in it. So I mean, if they can make it all match and make it all work, I mean, I would say it's probably not impossible. It's just something that I don't think she's going to be in multiple movies. She's not going to be signed to a multi movie deal. I think that shows film a bunch of different scenes that will get, just drop into other movies, like who that was saying. But I wouldn't expect her to be like, oh, she's going to be a MCU mainstay. Probably not. But you know, um, and was it Big Lion Cat says, Chris, don't forget sometimes you have to go where the comics where the books are. The comics don't always come to you. That's true. And like just kind of commenting on the convention that we went to. So it was I think it was like 2 years ago. We went to the Little Giant. We were both there, and he was trying to work on the run of what was it? Tales of Suspense, I think it was. And he, I mean, he got a good stack of books, and he's just like one of those things where it's like, he was finding them, and they just kind of, had it all worked out, and he was like, "Yep, I'm getting this. Like this is my stack." And it was just like he was able to work a great deal with the vendor that he was working with, just because like he was buying like a ton of books, and he was just like just knocking them out. But like, and he's like, yeah, he's like, I saw this one over there, it's a little bit too much. Saw this one over there, it's a little too much. And I guess he's trying to talk with those other guys to figure out, if I got these ones here, but they only had like those 1 or 2 books, and he had one place that had just like pretty good run of it, and he was like, yep, going to this guy, he's gonna take care of it. So I think that's really I think one of the best things you can do if you go to a convention and you meet up with people that to just kind of ask them how they buy comics, or just watch them do what they do, because everybody's got different budgets, everybody's got different philosophies on it, but a lot of times you can pick up some pretty good I guess tricks here and there from other people that are just doing it. So that's the way I see it.
I like sometimes saving these CGC boxes because they work very well at times when you need them. Very well.
I tried it,
Dope. What do you trying to sell those? Dope. I'm not interested at all. I'll tell you 100%. I'm not interested at all. But I could put you in line with people, a couple of TMNT groups on Facebook. Mm. So, but I have the whole Mirage run volume 1. And I think I'm only missing the second. Well, I'm missing some second prints, which I can care less about. Missing second print, third prints of number 1, and a whole bunch of other number 1 prints. And missing, I don't have a second print of number 2. I have a third print of number 2, but I have a first print as well.
Yeah, the only TMNT one I have is a free comic book day one. So I'm like, yeah. Got mine.
Yeah, it's like So, but if you trying to sell it, Dope, I can let you know about that Facebook group. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. We have Dazzler appearance. Yeah, so I was very happy to. It's so funny. I put this book on eBay. It's only been on eBay for like not even 24 hours.
Yeah.
Not even 24 hours. Now the seller does only have 15 positive feedback.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, that really doesn't. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't mean anything. But I will be adding signature confirmation on my own dime.
Yeah.
I found that out that that actually helps the the seller. Because it confirms like the person received the book or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you use the address that eBay provides you with signature confirmation. If it gets delivered there and the post office is delivered there, guess what? You're in the clear. So the person can't say they didn't receive it. Now, if they want to say they want to return it, blah, 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 that's different. But, they can't say they didn't receive it. So I will be adding signature confirmation on my own dime. But I do that for a lot of stuff, a lot of bigger books. I don't charge people for that. Just do it myself.
No, it makes sense too, though, just to make sure that they got it, because, especially with eBay, just because that's the eBay, having that battle of I didn't get it or whatever, or the condition wasn't what I said it was, and so just so long as it gets there safely, that's I think the biggest thing that everybody worries about when shipping off bigger books or slabs and stuff like that. It's just like, all right. Did they get there correctly? Did it get there on time? Is everybody happy? Good. That way, because up until that point, even though they sent you the money, you can't touch it. You can't spend it yet, because you got to make sure everything's all right, because you never know if they're going to dispute or protest it, and then you got to send that money back. So.
Yeah. So I'll just hold on to the money until it's like well, I haven't even gotten the money yet, but it'll take like a couple days for me to get it. But I have to ship the book. Those smart moves, books, 4-figure books. I want to ensure them. Yeah, definitely on 4-figure books. This is only like a little 3-figure book. But I'm still gonna do it anyway. I'm actually gonna put full insurance and signature confirmation. So. Taping this bad boy up good. But yeah, but appreciate everybody stopping through, man. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Sands is doing an auction in about, I think, an hour pop up. I'll be jumping on there. I know we have to do something for the hunt as well. Um, I'll be I'll be double dipping.
See, now that's sad.
But
So they got there's a raw Marvel Preview 7. I was looking at it, and it says near mint coming from England, and it was ended up going for almost $162. I mean, shipping's probably going to be, like in between 25 and $30, but that ain't bad
actually,
for a
it's
near
not
mint
bad at all.
ungraded raw. It's like, oh, okay. Because I tell you right now, like the next time I would see Claremont, that'd be like one of the first things I would do. Like, all right, Claremont, how you doing? You worked on this, didn't you? Go ahead and sign this, please. So, actually, I'm curious. Like, I never really looked at, Rocket Raccoon's information to see who gets the credit in creating them. Because I'm sure that, like, I mean, something like that. I know that Claremont probably worked on the book, but it's probably like, I mean, it's a ton of people that worked on that book. So it's just like,
There's only
because I would
it's
wonder
not
if he got
it's not,
credited with creating them.
it's not as many as you think that worked on. Well, um, I
Because it
think it was
says,
only him and I think because it's like the Marvel preview 4. Steve Englehart, wrote that one.
yeah, it says
You got to make
Claremont.
some fans some hot dogs. Hot dogs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Have a
actually
good one,
curious
legend.
because now I'm intrigued. I have to figure it out now because I don't think I mean I think that's one of those things that I think might slip by people a little bit because people always associate. I mean, because Claremont's so X-Men heavy that I think that a lot of people might be like, oh, like he didn't create him, and it's like, oh, maybe he did. Like, it's under his belt. Let's see. It says, okay, so Keith Giffen is the one. So it's Bill Mantlo and Keith Giffen. So I don't know what story that Claremont wrote in that book, but it's not the same as the Rocket story. So it's a different story in there. But I was actually hoping it was Claremont because that's pretty cool. But I think I'm pretty sure Bill Mantlo doesn't do conventions. He's 71, so I haven't seen him, but if you get to a convention, go see Bill Mantlo if he's there. Have him sign it. And then Keith Giffen, both of them are still alive, which is nice. And they're both in their 70s. So if you see these people and you have those books, get them signed because like all the legends, you know what I mean. There's a lot of guys that made their names in like the 60s and 70s that unfortunately don't probably not going to be with us too many more decades. So you got to go meet those people while you can. So as for the morbid part of the show, that'll be it. But as far as the upbeat and happy part of the show, we'll continue on. That's right. All your legends are dying. Every single one of them.
Oh my god! I'm just looking up this person. I was seeing how much it would cost to do eBay shipping, but it's like it's not. I don't know if it's.
I think
you could save a little money, but I never used them before.
Yeah. But then does that take the I guess responsibility? I mean, it doesn't take the responsibility fall out from you, but I guess if there's any sort of dispute in delivery, it's more, I guess, on them than it would be you. Because like I use your shipping, so if this guy's mad that his shit didn't get to the way he wanted it to, that's your fault, not mine. I just wonder if there's more red tape with that.
His street is Miami Street, and it's in Michigan.
Miami Street.
It's kind of funny.
Nice.
Miami Street, South Miami Street at that, in Michigan.
That's kind of cool. I didn't know there was a South Miami Street. I know there's a what's it called, Cinderella Street in New Jersey because we almost died. We were on a road trip, and my mother's like, "Oh, look, Cinderella Street," and she took her eye off the road, and we almost hit somebody head on. She's like, "Isn't that cool?" I was like, "Mom, we almost died on Cinderella Street because of you." She was so
I,
just taken back by Cinderella Street, we almost got killed.
only thing I don't know about these boxes, they don't tell you the size of these boxes. Only thing they don't
Uh,
do. They really don't.
I mean, you can always measure it.
I don't feel like measuring.
I would say I don't think it's more than like I would say so that's probably like 12
That's
by
like
12 by
know
17
this.
maybe.
Well, yeah, I was like, because my it's like, I hate to say it, my foot is 12 inches. That's a foot. So I'll say actually it might be 18. So this might be 18.
Yeah,
This might be 18. This is probably uh
I would say 11 or 12 by 18. So something like that.
yeah, because it's so weird how they do the measurements on this shipping stuff. The length. What would be the length? This would be the
But
length.
the length would be the 18 or 12. That's the length of it, and then the width is the width is
What is
the
this, huh?
No, that's the depth. See, not because of the
No, no,
three
because it's all, but they only have
the
length,
volume
width.
actually.
They have length, width, and height. That's it.
Yeah. So oh, okay, I
So the
see.
length is 18. I know that. The
Yeah.
width would be like what you think is the depth. The height would be how tall this is, like standing up. So it's like, but the width would
I would
be
say that's probably like it's probably about I would say in between
12.
4 and 5 inches, somewhere like that, just to give it a little room. But
This,
that's the volume.
got
See,
this.
like again, I ain't no genius when it comes to this type of stuff, but I do remember a little bit.
I know the measurements would be this to this, and
Yeah.
then I guess that.
Yeah.
So
So the only reason, actually, if you want to know partly why that's like fresh in my memory a little bit, is because of when I went to school for game design. There, like you would do everything like for 3D modeling, everything's in a X, Y, and Z axis. So you have the X axis, the Y axis, and then the Z is the depth of something. So it's just like that's the volume of it. So it's just like you make a block and it's just like whoop. So that's how I know.
I just gotta weigh it now. Just gotta weigh it.
Yep. It's gonna be 2 pounds.
It probably is gonna be a little over 2 pounds, honestly.
That's just what I think because you gotta figure slab and then the bubble wrap and
Well, it's
you
a
know
magazine,
the
so
box.
that's why I said it's gonna be a little bit over 2. Yep. Actually, not a little bit over 2. It's 2 pounds 11 ounces. So we're just gonna say 3 pounds.
All right. That's 3 pounds.
3 pounds.
That's not bad though.
Nope. Let's see what else. Let's make sure to double check this shipping.
Actually, I was I had the I don't know why I did it last time at the end of the show, but I pulled up the guest list for the celebrity guest list for Rhode Island, and the what's it called that evil general from was it from Mandalorian is gonna be there. I go to him like, what the hell was that episode about? I know what it was about, but I like why didn't you tell them like this is a stupid thing to do? Don't do this. But actually, they just added. It's actually kind of funny. They just added Peggy Bundy. It's gonna be them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty crazy, yeah. And then
That's pretty cool.
was it? They didn't just add him. I know he's there already. Actually, I think they recently added the guy who does the Riddler's voice for the Batman cartoon, and then they added let's see, they added. I just saw it and I scrolled away from it. It was he was there a while ago, but Ron Perlman and Rose McGowan's gonna be there too. So it's just like, if you're a Charmed fan, actually, Shannon Doherty too. Oh boy, the Charmed fan's gonna be in the house. Even Dorf from actually TC Cost is pretty cool. I'm actually kind of like surprised that they got him. He's the original voice of Kratos, so that's kind of cool that he's going.
Hello, can
Hello.
Can I hear Ronnie, please?
Yes.
Yay!
Okay.
But
take it easy.
she can't stay long. Bonnie.
Stop.
Come see.
And I surprise her behind my dad.
Okay. I mean, she's gonna be able to see you though.
And go surprise.
Well, put
Somebody
she's
actually
coming.
see you.
Yeah. Hide. Good. Hide.
Move.
I will.
Move this. Huh? Oh yeah.
You still see your head. No,
Put some
you gotta there you
shorts
go.
on.
Stand there. Don't move. Don't move. I'll tell her.
Hold on, she's coming.
Right. So she's on her way, but so he muted his camera, so I can't see. So this will be the ultimate surprise. Go ahead. Go back. I'll tell you when to come out.
Just
All right. Ready?
like very
Here
quiet.
you go. Put this on.
I think she's putting on the headphones. Hold on. All right.
Say hello.
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 Hello. Hi. Hi. I wanted to surprise you, so it's down there.
Secret hide or nothing. It's behind my chair.
Yeah. There's a door to his chair, so I just climb into his chair and go have my secret hideout. Don't tell anybody.
Okay. I mean, you just told everybody on YouTube, but that's okay.
YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm on YouTube.
No, well, you're on it now.
Selfish, I'm on YouTube. Selfish, I'm on YouTube.
I don't know what that
I'm
means.
completely already on YouTube of my dance recital.
Yes, but that's different. This is so now you're on YouTube again with a different video. See, multiple appearances now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, hello, YouTubers. Like and subscribe. YouTubers. Yes, and don't worry about our dads. Our dads are not in the park. We are in the park more than them. So don't worry about this face or this face. Don't worry about his face. Worry about our face, my face, and her face, because we're the cute ones. I think I have a little something to show you.
All right. Well.
Yeah, me too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
All right.
I wanted to show you something.
Show us something. That's not that part. It's not part of the show.
All right. Hold on. She went to go grab it. Now this is the only thing he's showing, just because he said earlier that she didn't have a lot of time. So, and we know how this goes.
You need to show one thing. Okay? And then,
Yes, you
then we
should.
have to get back to packing and chatting. You tell it. All right, come on.
All right, here she comes.
Look at your little tiny feet.
Go ahead.
You got little legs.
I
got little legs.
No, I don't. Look at this is what I wanted to show you. Whoa.
Vampirina.
Vampirina. Look at her wings and her backpack.
Yeah, she.
Sorry, it's very shaky.
Oh, what's that?
Who is this?
Royal High.
Royal
Did you draw that? No, I bought it at the store.
Rainbow High.
I got this at the store. It's like my favorite
Rainbow
toy.
High.
I think you got it for Christmas.
Color?
I think you got it for
Yeah,
store.
but there's another. This is like so special to me because it was from my birthday to the Easter Bunny. Because my birthday's on Easter.
No, it's not. Your birthday's after Easter usually.
All right. Finish?
Yeah.
Tell her bye.
Bye.
All right. I think she's getting ready
See
to
you
go.
later.
See you later. I gotta go play Roblox. Wait, you have Roblox?
Yes, she does.
I have Roblox. Only if I told her what she looked like, then I could like friend her.
Oh, yep, I'll tell your dad her name on Roblox.
Okay. Cool. Then you guys can play sometime. Yeah, go ahead.
I have to go finish my mother's toenails for Happy Halloween.
She's getting ready early then, because Halloween's not for months.
Well, hey, if Disney can put out Mardi Gras stuff, not Mardi Gras, but Halloween stuff, August 1st.
Yeah. That's so funny. That's so weird. Like the group of celebrities they have is very strange. Oh my God, Peggy Bundy's Peggy Bundy's chat. I just looked at her like I was like, oh, let me scroll back. She's charging $100 for a signature. Sorry, Peggy Bundy.
You really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. She's charging almost as much as Rosario Dawson.
I know.
Has she done anything since then?
She was in Sons of Anarchy. I know that. Let's see.
That show's like 10 years old.
Yeah. They have some of the Futurama cast. Bender and I forget the other chick's name.
Fry? They got Fry?
No Fry. What's her name? She is I want to say it's like Lily or something like that. I forget. Like that. She's like the Asian girl on that thing. What's her
Bender,
name?
the guy who did Bender would be cool to me.
What?
But I'm using a mirror.
Is that lip gloss or is that
lip gloss?
Okay, I was about to say, you're talking about doing it. I was like, wait a minute. That's not a mirror. Okay, go ahead.
YouTube, you almost saw a dad moment.
Oh, yeah, I was losing. What are you doing?
Bye.
Yes,
my daughter, Bonnie asked if she could wear makeup. We told her at 30.
Yeah, no, so we kind of lost that battle almost because of her recitals. So because she does the dance recitals, they put makeup on them. So she's just like, oh, makeup. So, and my wife's like, I don't care. She gets in the chapstick a lot. So she sit there and just, and there was one time, I forget how old she was. She must have been maybe 3. And she's, come in the room and she had chapstick and Kim was like all mad. She's like, I can't believe you did this. Show your father. And I look at her, and she just got, it's all over her face, and she had a big glob of it on her nose, so she's turning. I just started laughing. I was like, I didn't mean to, laugh, because of course I was like, you can't. But what are you gonna say? So, so she's always had she's always been a big fan of chapstick, and then, because they do the makeup on the recitals. She's just, used to doing that. So it's just like, okay. So I don't mind if she's putting on lip gloss at home. It's like, whatever. That's her deal. She's not, going outside and like, oh, let me do this. But she'll always joke around and be playing, talking about, oh, I got to get my makeup ready. I'm like, yeah, not for real, though. Like you can talk about your makeup all day. As long as you're, just having fun playing with your Barbies or whatever. That's no problem.
She asked my wife, and so the only reason we got her away with 30, she said, Mommy, you when did you wear makeup? And she goes, not until I was 30 when I got married. And she was like,
oh, he is gonna be there. Fry is gonna be there. Wow.
Oh, the guy, yeah, I met him. He's cool. He does Fry, and he actually does Fry and Zoidberg.
I'm so dumb. I'm sitting there not even paying attention. Yes. All right. Peggy Bundy. What else was she in? She's friggin' Leela. I forgot all about that. So they have basically the whole voice cast.
Oh, I didn't know she was Leela on.
Yeah. So they had the whole voice
So that's
cast.
why she's making a comeback, because the show's on Hulu now. They dropping a new season.
Well, here's the fun part. So the guy that does Fry and a bunch of other voices is only charging $40. Peggy Bundy is charging $100. The guy that's Bender, I think, is charging $60, and I forget the other girl's name. The other one is $50. So it's just like, it's pretty crazy. Like what she's asking. I'm trying to think. I think the guy that does Fry does 5 voices. I think he's Zoidberg. He's the professor, and he's also Fry. And then what are the?
I know he's Zoidberg because when I met him, he's like. He's like, everybody wants. He did the voice of Zoidberg. He's like, everybody wants to get Fry. Nobody wants Zoidberg autograph. Nobody likes Zoidberg. And I was just dying laughing.
I try to think of the other guy too. That he does the space guy too. I forget the space cadet guy. He does his voice, and then he's also I'm not sure who the black dude the black guy with the dreads on Futurama.
Oh, you're talking about the?
Oh no, he's gonna be there too. Goddamn. What's it called? Phil Lamar. That's the guy. He's gonna be.
That's actually pretty cool. Like
Samurai Jack.
You know what sucks about that? Like you said, Peggy Bundy wants to be $100, right?
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be bad if the whole cast was 40 apiece. I could see myself getting some autograph by all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not you'd be like, all right, I got those 3 people's autograph. I'm at 120. Oh, now I'm at 220 because of Peggy Bundy.
I'm pretty sure, and I'm just gonna go ahead and double check this but I'm almost positive with her, along with the rest of them, it's he's 70. Okay, I added another $10. So.
You know, it would be cool if you had I mean, if I don't know, for me it sounds cool, but like to get a Futurama, I would say Futurama #1 signed, but like you said, it's like what you could spend $300 to get them all signed. Yeah.
$300 to get it all signed, and then of course, if you're getting it signed that many times, you're gonna send it out to get graded because that just has to happen. So now you're talking, whatever else is gonna cost to grade it. So it's just like that is tough. But then again, and then it's just like and then I think about it too, where it's just like, the guy who's I think a better deal if you were to do this. I would just do it in stages.
Everything you do at the boat.
Because it's just like, you know what? If you're gonna do it that way, get Futurama signed. Get Futurama 1 signed by, let's say, Peggy Bundy. Get that graded. Then, when somebody comes back, like if there's another show and the rest of the cast is there, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get signed by these 2 because and then just crack it, get those 2 graded, and then send that out again. That's how I would do it, based on this. But he's also Samurai Jack too. So Phil Lamar actually. So if you got, that's what I would start out with. Actually, I think I would be like, I mean, it's a tough call just because.
Actually, I would start off with him and probably Peggy Bundy because I haven't seen her go to any conventions like much.
No. That's what I said.
So but the guy does Fry. I've seen him in many places. Yeah, I've seen him in many places. So I would definitely do those 2. Probably be my top guys, and then I maybe try to fit in one more if it was me. Yeah. But I would want to get a high grade copy signed.
Of course.
That's just me. But that's actually pretty cool. I know somebody who actually has a newsstand 9.6. He actually has a newsstand 9.6. I don't know if he still has the 9.8 newsstand, but I know he was selling both of them. And I said that'd be actually pretty cool to get signed by all of them. Only person you would need after you get all of them signed is Bill Morrison.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
because he did the cover.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking. I'm just looking at this, and I'm just thinking about like in general, like Lou Ferrigno is going to be there. He's only charging $60. The real life Incredible Hulk is going to be at the show. He's 60. But what's her real name? I always keep calling her Peggy Bundy because it's Peggy Bundy. It's what's her name? Katie Seagal is her real name. $100. But she never goes to these things. Lou's been doing this for years, so it makes sense.
So that's still crazy. $100. I mean, Ashley Eckstein charges $125, and she does every convention. So it's like she's high, but she doesn't do anything else. So that's all she got. So all she got is the Clone War stuff. So it's like but she doesn't even have to charge that much. Like it's crazy how much she charges, because she's married to a millionaire. Her husband was David Eckstein. The MVP baseball player, former MVP of the Major League World Series. So it's not like, he's not making current baseball money, but he's not poor. Let's say it like that. He's not poor. No, he's not poor at all. And I think he works for a team. I think he works for his former team. Like he's not like retired. He actually works. So
yeah. Well, the way I see it, like for me to get all the turtles and April, it would only cost me. I mean, in terms, it'd be 210 versus 300 for the cast of Futurama. So,
but yeah, and that's crazy because I'm happy I don't live close to you or live in that area because I'd be upset because I'm gonna spend $500.
I mean, just to, I mean, thinking about it, I mean, well, what's it called? Famke Jansen's gonna be there. She's what's it called? Jean Grey, right? So she's actually, I think, the most expensive one I've seen. She's 110 for a signature, which is pretty crazy. But then it's just like, I mean, they have a ton of people, so it's just like if you wanted to meet people, like if you were a fan of a specific series, or if you're just just looking at different stuff,
yeah, that's a lot of good people there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just like they have so many different people.
You would think that's owned by like Wizard World or something, not Wizard World, but Fan Expo. How many celebrities are there?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's just like like all that, and then just looking at it, where it's just like I just noticed Ryan Phillippe's gonna be there. Huh. Hopefully, that means Sarah Michelle Gellar would come too. But
yeah, that like that's what killed me in Dallas. I couldn't really do any comic hunting because I was spending so much money on signings.
Yeah,
and it wasn't just celebrities, but it was artists too, comic artists and stuff like that. So
yeah.
But I'm hoping in New Orleans. Well, New Orleans one actually might be very tempted to get stuff signed because if the Lions are like they were this past January, I'm probably gonna get stuff signed just because it's like I could walk up to them. I gotta wait in the line.
Yeah.
So
no, it's 100% true. And it's just like, I mean, I'm still looking at this and being like, wow, this is pretty crazy. Like, because it's just like, just looking at everything, it's just like there's so many different people that's there. I mean, Anthony Daniels is going to be there. He's the new number one. He's charging 120 for signature. But it's just like, I'm just looking at it where it's just like, if you're a Superman fan, I don't see the guy that was Lex Luthor in Smallville, but what's it called? Tom Welling Smallville is going to be there. So is Dean Cain and Brandon Routh. So it's like you have 3 of the last 4 or 5 live actions. No, 3 of the last 4 live action Superman are going to be there. That's pretty. That's pretty.
Only person missing was Henry Cavill.
Yep, that's it. And you have all the Supermen. So I mean, it's pretty nuts when I think about it. Like just looking.
It was so crazy about these conventions. You can see what celebrities are doing okay because the celebrities that are doing okay are not going to the conventions, but the ones who need the money, they're going. They don't care about no damn strike. They're going.
That is so crazy. Like I'm just actually so because I'm just thinking about like different people who love different things.
Get Michael Rosenbaum sign that Superman.
Crazy right now. He's like, wait a minute. So what you're telling me right now, Boston? Don't get my hopes up. What you're telling me is Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling are at the same show at the same time. Yeah, it's like if you get the Dean Cain book, he's there, and then if you have a Superman Returns book, he's gonna be there too. Brandon Routh is like, all right, I'm going to Rhode Island, and if it sucks, I'm blaming you because that's the way he talks. Missed out on Neil Adams and Larry Hama signals because I spent all my money. You know what? So I'll say this much: I was actually really excited to meet Larry Hama. I thought he was going to be I'm not saying he was a mean guy. He wasn't mean, but he was just really like, all right, you got books. All right, here you go. Thanks. See you later. I was like, oh, okay. I wanted to talk to him about G.I. Joe, and he just didn't want to have a conversation. He was like, nope. Neil, on the other hand, I never got anything signed by him. I never actually got a book signed by him. But Neil was just a sweetheart. He loved to talk. He
was at every convention too. So it's
yeah,
there was a convention he was at.
But Neil loved everybody.
And he was. I didn't have a bad interaction with Neil, but like you said, it was like the handlers of the other people.
Yeah,
they kind of rub you the wrong way because like you're like walking past the table. You already probably stopped at Neil's table. even though they might not know that. But they're
You
like
want something?
they're like all the way walking towards you. Hey, come over here. Come see Neil Adams. And I'm like, I already did. Like, talk to him, and it's like they kind of harass you. So it's like when the last time he came to New Orleans, I kind of went over to his table, talked to him for a little while. I don't know if I got anything signed that time because I met him before and got something signed. So I just talked to him, looked around, and then I left. And then like the person came, like I said, they had the experience. They felt like harassment. So I just avoided his table for the rest of the convention. Like I didn't even go in that area, which sucked for other vendors because I was like, I avoided it because they were like harassing people. And I was like, come on, man. Like, people know who Neil Adams is, and like a lot of us was probably who know him and want to meet him have met him because he goes everywhere.
Well, the crazy part too, like there's what I find sometimes people, and I understand why they're kind of just in your face and aggressive a little bit, is the guys who are either self-published or just hoping to get up and comers and stuff like that. Like I mean, and
they are kind of aggressive too.
And but they just won't let it go. They're like, oh, hey, you like this book? You like comic books? I'm like, no. At one point, like there's a guy who I've seen him at like 5 shows, and he doesn't remember that he's seen. I don't know how he doesn't remember that he's seen me. He was like, "Hey, buddy, do you like comics?" I've listened to his story like 3 times, and then he came to me. He's like, "You like comic books?" I'm like, "No." And I just kept walking, and then I walked over to Mike McNulty and said, "Hey, Mike, you want to sign this?" And he just like kind of glared at me from across the hall. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to talk to you. I've talked to you a bunch of times."
You feel bad. You feel bad, and it's kind of like I was like, come on, man. Like, if I want to stop over there, I'm gonna stop. It's like, but I can't stop to every independent person and spend $20. I'd be broke.
Yeah, and that was me. He's a new book. I'm like, no.
I was like, and I stopped. The only reason, and I did it. I do it every now and then when I feel like it, but it just depends how I feel. Like at this little small con, I did it because that was the majority of. That was it. It was like some comic dealers, a few like D-list celebrities and people who had like books or so I stopped at one, but at like the bigger conventions I don't do that unless I'm really drawn to it. And I stopped at one before because the guy was giving a T-shirt free with purchasing the book. So it was like. And then it wasn't even 20, it was like $15 or something like that. You get the comic, you sign it, and you got a free T-shirt. And the T-shirt wasn't like something like for him. He designed the design, but it said New Orleans on it. And I was like, all right, you got my money, man. You got a great marketing thing. I felt like I paid for the T-shirt and got the comic for free. So and I was like, dude, I was like, genius marketing, bro. I was like, I hope you're not losing money, but I mean, you got me to buy it just because you're giving away a T-shirt.
No, and I mean, that's the thing is like, like this year's show, I didn't do that to that guy. I know. So, and I just know to avoid him. I'm like, oh, here he is again. All right, and I just go the other way. But then there's another guy who I remember him because I had seen him earlier in the Boston WickedCon. I saw him in April, and he was like, "Hey," he's like, "Do you like Doc Humor?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I listened to him, and he's like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're making this card game. It's like Cards Against Humanity." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sounds good. Yep." I don't have people to play that with that care about it, so no. I'm like, maybe I'll come back. All right, whatever. And then so he walked up to me today. He's like, "Hey, you like Doc Comedy?" I said, "No." I said, "Not at all." And I just kept walking because sometimes you just gotta say that. So, the truth of the matter is just that, I applaud you for being outgoing. I applaud you for trying to get your stuff out there, but I'm just not interested. That's all. And I guess it's tough to do that in a sense because you see that they're trying hard, and I'm sure they get people all day that just ignore them. So it's just like when you're that one person that catches their eye, they're like, "Hey, you." So that's kind of tough, but that's okay because I had fun no matter what. So I always go to the stuff that I like, and look for books where I can and everything else. And there was some really good deals. It was just money wise, I just didn't have a lot to go with. So I just kind of did the best I could with the manageable budget that I had, because Terrificon was a week before, and just to, it just was one of those deals where it's just like, 2 shows back to back is really just I would say it's almost to the point where I would say for me, doing 2 shows back to back, I may end up having to make a choice, just because even though you go and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go have some fun or whatever, and I did have fun at Boston, but I just feel like I couldn't fully enjoy it because of the fact that I just didn't have a lot of money to go with. So it's like, okay, well, that's the way that goes. So, but next year will be a little different, because Terrificon's happening a little later. Boston Fan Expo was happening much earlier, and I think Wicked is happening in the beginning of August. So I don't know how I'm gonna. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure, what the game plan is gonna be, just because I don't know, too much of. Well, I don't know anybody's guest list heading into next year for anything. So, but we'll see what happens, because I'm hoping that if Boston Fan Expo is in June, they can get a better crop of talent, because they definitely need to. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I like to. I'm waiting for some news about New Orleans, since it's like 5 months, less than 5 months away now.
Yeah.
We're almost to the 4-month marker, and they haven't released anything.
Yeah, I kind of wonder that sometimes, like with everything else is happening in between. I guess June and August for next year for me, except for Rhode Island, which will be next November, after, because it's usually like a year off. So Rhode Island, I like to look at from the point of view of that, like, it's so far down the end of the year, so it's like I have to plan for it. But I do I tend to ask for the time off anyway, just because it's just not, it's good just to have it just in case. So it's like, all right, I'll take this weekend off, and then hope for the best. So, but this year's Rhode Island Comic Con is going to be pretty good, and I know a lot of people that I talk to that live around the area. Some people aren't really as excited for it, just because of how celebrity heavy it is. But I'm just like, you know what? You can look at it and say, well, it shouldn't be any, it should be more comics and celebrities and everything. And I get that, but you know what? I think that when it comes down to it, it's a situation, especially now, where it's like there's so many more celebrities that are doing conventions that weren't before. That, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and get, like, I don't think I would have ever before had a chance to meet the voice cast of the Ninja Turtles cartoon. So I'm excited for that. So as much as it's like, oh well, it's not, Jim Starlin and Chris Claremont and all these other people in Art Germ and all these, it's just like, yeah, but it's the cast of it's the voice cast of this TV show. It's pretty cool. So, and I know some people are like, well, but I want more comic artists. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I'm taking what I can get. And Christina Ricci's gonna be there. Shit. As soon as I heard that, I was like, it's like, and if I get to meet with her, I'd be fine. Like, you know what?
I want to say something right now, because it actually irks me. So I hate when people assume what you mean in either comments or even in talking. So somebody posted a 9/8 X-Men 130. It was a direct copy. Okay. I have a 9/8 direct copy as well. So I was just saying, I said, and my comment was general statement saying, I said direct was more rare than newsstand copies at that time frame. Nice. I just said, nice. And that was a general statement. I guess he might have got confused because I said nice with it. Because even if they are majority newsstands, there will always be more 9/8 directs and less 9/8 newsstands. I was like,
not in that book.
I was like, okay, but I didn't. But my comment wasn't even towards 9/8. I would say 9/8. So I just commented back because I never said anything about 9/8 direct compared to 9/8 newsstands. I was just talking about direct to newsstands in general.
Yeah.
But but I know 98 newsstands are more rare than 98 the racks because they were on spinner racks at convenience stores and all that stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, man. It's not like dude, like that just
Well,
hurts
even
me.
the
Like,
comic shops, they had more. The comic shops still had the newsstand more so
yeah,
than
they
the
still
direct.
had. I'm about to say, yeah, they still had newsstands. So it's just
Yeah,
like I was
because
like,
that's
whatever.
how it went. Because for the most part, it was like if you're going to, I mean, just because they had it like that, I think more because of the fact that, and actually I don't know. I don't think they did. I don't think they did the ordering I don't think you could do like how they used to have the subscription. So it was like a magazine subscription for you. Like they did in like the 80s and stuff like that, 80s and 90s. They didn't have that at that point. So it's like you had to go and get it from those places. And I think that's where the direct mostly started coming from because they started turning over to like, hey, you know what? This can come directly to you. And that's I think where that kind of came from, where it's like, all right. So and then more shops was like, okay, well we'll do the direct more so than the newsstand, and that's kind of how it ended up going. So
Yeah, it's kind of, but I see that happen a lot more for us the comments, like when people comment on things. It's like,
yeah,
man, like if you don't know the person, you can't assume to what you think they're saying. You don't know them. Like if you know them,
well,
then you might be correct, but if you
I
don't
think
know them,
I
so
think I think you're partly right on that one as far as what they're doing and how they're looking at it. I think that a lot of I know this from what I do for work is that a lot of people don't fully read things. They just kind of skim it or read like the first few and then just determine like, oh, I'm gonna assume the rest of what you're saying
that
rather than
I got a good
that's
example
what
for
I
that.
know for a fact. It's
I
just
got a
like
good example for that. I got a good example of what you're saying because that happened to my coworker yesterday. He typed something. I forgot what he says. Congrats. Wishing my wife some. I forgot what he said pertaining to his wife. But when you read the whole thing, it says, because she started her master's program. No, she started her doctorate program or whatever.
yeah.
I don't think he says he started a doctorate program. It's something. That's what his comment is about. A doctorate program she started. People read like the first like 3 words and commented "Happy Birthday."
Oh yeah.
And he looks at it, he gets getting alerts, and he looks at it and he's like, God. I said, what's going on, bro? He said, I know for a fact people don't read. People do not read.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, well, and then he said, no, it's not that they don't read. They don't read the whole thing. He's like, this is what I put. He told me, and I said, oh, they must have read the first few words and stopped and just put happy birthday.
Yeah.
I think it said, I don't know if it said congratulations or something. It was something, and I can actually find it. I might actually read it to you.
But I can't tell you how many people do the same exact thing, and it's just like, it's just the way it is. People don't tend to really, and it's just I think it's just because sometimes it's people are just busy, other times just they just can't be bothered, and I know that.
Here you go. He goes, my favorite people help me wish my wife well as she start her new journey getting her doctorate degree. That's the sentence.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, they must have read my favorite people help me wish, and that's where they stopped.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I know that. Like, I mean, there's a lot of that. Some of the people that people that I interact with. Like, I remember there was one lady that called, and she was like, yeah, she's like, so I got a message about looking at the whatever in the thingy, and I was like, what? Because and that's the legit sentence that she said to me. It's like, yeah, it's like, I got a message about the whatever and something about the thingy. I'm like, I don't know what the whatever and the thingy is. You need to tell me exactly what you're talking about. I was like, because I have no idea what you're asking me about. I was like, what is the whatever and the thingy? And I'm like, no, I don't. I was like, I like that's not like, we don't offer whatevers and thingies here. So, please let me know, because I can't help you if you're just gonna sit there and talk in code. But that's just how things go. Like some people just when we send them communications, they just call us because they don't want to read it. Like, what does this thing say? It's like, oh, it says this. Okay. And it's just everybody's. I mean, I'm guilty of it too, to an extent, where you just look at something and you're like, yeah, I know what the hell this is talking about. Then you go back and look at it again, like, oh, you asking me this, okay. So that's why, like, I learned not to just sit there and just, because I think I've done that before, where like read something quickly and like replied back to somebody, and they're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that." So now if I do it quickly, I'm like, "What is this?" Whatever. I'll go back to it before I sit there and say something, just because even though you sit there and like, "Oh no, I saw this way, I wasn't really paying attention." Like you can never get that image of them being like, "Wow, you are dumb." And that just doesn't go away, and then they'll use it against you later on. Remember when you said about when you said something about raking leaves, and I said, "Oh, I'm raking it in today." Like, yeah, I gotta rake the leaves sometimes. It's like, what? I didn't say anything about raking leaves. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, it's always good.
It's fun. I know I probably do it as well, but it's just funny. It's just funny,
Oh,
I scrolled. I put congratulations to his wife, and I wanted to, but I counted how many people put happy birthday. 3.
Oh yeah, because that's what people just like. Happy birthday.
3 people put it. He commented on there. It's not her birthday, and he still left it. Like, I screwed up anyway. Just leave it on there. I screwed up anyway. We're not gonna edit it. Who edits? We're not gonna edit anything. Yeah, make sure you get the snacks.
Like, what? I was born in the middle of April. What is this birthday message? That's funny.
It's funny. It was just funny. But yeah, it's just something else. It's like it just bothers me sometimes, but not enough to like make pull my hair. Not enough to make me pull my hair, but it's just funny because I know I'd probably do it as well.
Yeah,
because you skim stuff. Like a lot of times you don't read everything. You might skim stuff, but
yeah,
it's just funny how often it happens.
I mean,
hey, I got something for you. They released the schedule for the basketball. I don't know if you saw it since you were in a Celtics jersey.
Oh yeah, I saw that. They were talking about it on the sports radio. They're like, hey, listen, and they were saying that like I think one guy was saying that he was giving the Celtics, I think it was 53 wins this season. So like nothing more than 53. Because I saw the schedule and it's a little tougher than you would think that it would be. So I was like, oh boy. I was just looking at something saying that I think it's what is it? Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Alex Sinclair are doing a private signing on October 20. Submissions are due by October 20.
I saw, CBC's been doing a lot of private signings. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I see a ton of them. Like there's a Scotty Young one. Books have to be in by September 1st. I was thinking about it, but I'm like, just money wise is always tough. But like they have a ton of people that Jenny Frizen is like if I had that Voltron that she did, that Voltron variant, absolutely. Like it's just time to get this signed and then go ahead and sell that because that's money waiting to be put to a bigger book.
I finished my packing chat. Well, not packing chat. I finished my packing. I actually got to get a legal mailer for this one. I'm going to get a legal mailer for this one. This is actually going to Hawaii. So shout out to that guy in Hawaii. I threw in some extras like the Star Wars stuff. I actually need to get that. I'm gonna get that real quick. Be right back.
Yeah, so how crazy is that?
His number? Do you have his number? Yeah.
Oh, cover C. Okay, so it is a variant.
I want to call her So then when I'm playing Roblox, I could do something.
That book's a pain in the ass, man. Jenny Frison, Voltron, Legend Forge. It's expensive. See, now that's a tough thing to think about. Like buying a book that's expensive just to go ahead and try to flip it or sell it, but get it signed by her and then sell it. It doesn't sound like a bad idea, but it's expensive enough to where I don't want to do it.
Oh, I forgot my legal mail. That's what I wanted to do.
So, yeah, I was just looking at that thing. But the amount of people that they have doing those signings is pretty nuts, though. Like, just looking at it. So, in the past, so over the next...
All right.
Let's see. So, next week is what?
Here
Mike
we
Hawthorne, Neil
go.
Gaiman. Mike Hawthorne, Neil Gaiman is by the 31st, and then September 1st is what? Pat O'Leaf, Scotty Young, Fabry and Bisbee is on the 8th, Tim Levin, Jenny Prisons on the 15th, Miko Suya, 22nd, Nakayama, 22nd of September, and then Tinian, Simmons, Martinez, Bueno, and Blanco, 22nd, and then a bunch of people in October. Yeah, Jay Scott and Linda Carter actually on October 15th.
I gotta next month I gotta send my stuff in for Jay Scott Campbell. I am doing Jay Scott Campbell signing.
It's just, it really is crazy. It's like, like of that list, I think of the people that are like, all right, I definitely would want to get something signed by a few of them. I would say, I would love to get, Scotty Young to sign some stuff. Jenny Frison, it would be cool if I had some stuff for her. And I would say, as far as like people that you don't see normally, Jay Scott, yeah, he'd be kind of cool. But Linda Carter, if you had a Wonder Woman issue that has like her on it, you know what I mean? Because I know they did like the Wonder Woman 66. Those books are pretty cheap. You can find those, but it's Linda Carter on it. That's pretty cool to have Linda Carter sign it.
I think they got Adam Hughes did some covers too with her. Like he did the old. Remember he did the old and the new. Like, what's up, Jigs? Jigs Kingdom. But I'm doing a J. Scott Campbell one because I have early work. I can't talk about it because Jigs is here. He told me not to talk about the book that I'm getting signed by J. Scott Campbell because he doesn't want a lot of people to know about it. But
please, I know the early works. I'll tell you right now. I bet you I know what it is. I bet you I know. I know a couple of them. I bet you I know. And
you won't know what I'm getting. J. Scott Campbell.
You'd be surprised.
It's his earliest work.
Oh, I know. I was going to say, I bet you I know exactly what it is.
He said, like the Jake says,
it's not a comic. It's not a comic. I say that much.
All right. So we're not going to talk about it because Jigs don't want to talk about it.
I'm gonna say like this.
Every time I talk about it, he pops up like anytime.
Yeah, Jigs. Let me tell you something. It's it is common knowledge what it is, but I understand. And congratulations for getting it. I'll say that much because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a high grade copy. I don't know if Jigs is raw on that, but I have one. I'm just gonna send it with the slab and let them. I'm not gonna press it, clean it or anything. Because I don't think he said most don't know. I actually agree with I agree with kind of Jigs. You'd be surprised how many people don't know.
Oh, no way. You want to hear the sad part of that? I guarantee you I had that at some point. And when we got rid of all that stuff, because you would know. I mean, obviously, but it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm almost positive I had that just because I used to have a ton. So But yep, it's definitely cool to be able to say like, "Hey, man, check this out." So
He said we try to keep it quiet.
yeah,
That dude, like I hate when people find this type of stuff.
that's so funny.
I'll find out. I found all these books at a bookstore. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, it happens, but not as often as people try to make it seem. Like it's just like you get lucky here and there. But I mean, like the thing that I say about that is you're better off instead of pointing it out and saying, I found this at this store here. And obviously they probably don't follow you, so it's not a big deal. But then again, you never know. You never know who's looking at what. And it's just like, oh, I remember this store used to have these books. Hey, check this out. You sold all these books, but like, way less than you're supposed to. This guy's calling you a sucker on the internet. Because essentially, even though you're not saying it like that, essentially that's what you're doing. Dude, I got the greatest deal. This guy didn't know what he had. And da-da-da. That's one thing I would say. Like, when you're talking about getting an amazing buy or something like that, it's probably not nice to sit there like, yeah, the guy had no idea what he had. It was just one of those situations. He didn't know what he had. It's like, because then it makes that guy sound like an idiot. It's like, oh, this guy didn't know what he had. It's like, no, it's like he doesn't collect comics, so he just, just wanted to get rid of it. That's a nicer way of saying it. But just sit there and be like, oh, yeah, the guy had no idea what he had going on. Just like, oh, well, okay. Because then it makes it seem like you're sort of taking advantage, which, hey, look, I'm no stranger to everybody getting deals because that's what happens. Like, if somebody doesn't know what they're doing, if somebody doesn't know what this is, and I've done it with stuff I have too. People go, oh, like, oh, you have one of these? Yeah, I have it. Yeah, you can have it. Like, I've given stuff away to people that think, oh man, they're like, do you know what you just did? You just gave this dude this thing and says it's like a $50 thing. Like, oh really?
You gave me a book I didn't have. Yeah. And it ended up turning into like a $50 thing.
Yeah, no, I knew what it was. It wasn't like a big.
No. It's not just saying you didn't know what it was. I'm just saying you ended up giving me. I'm just saying you gave me a book that was ended up being a $50 thing.
Oh yeah,
but I didn't have one at the time, which is funny. I didn't have that book at the time because at the time, you even noticed the Turtles Adventures #1 was like a $2 book.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
so that's the reason why I didn't have it because there was no rush to get it when I could get it for under $5 at the time.
Yeah, I don't think so. All three of the ones I had, I never bought them. People just gave them to me. Like, hey, you want this? I'm like, yeah, okay. So that's why I was like, all right. And then so I had 3 of them at one point. I only have 1 now, but I gave you 1. I sold another one, and then I have this one.
The most I paid for one. And this is before it blew really up. This is when it started creeping. People started, like when I say started creeping, it turned in from a $1 book to like a $20 book. So it started creeping up to that range. And it was on a claim sale with the guy who passed away, which I'm happy I bought it from him. And I'm happy it's something that, I'm going to hang on probably to the very end. It was a Turtle Adventures 1 newsstand, and he said it was high grade. I talked the dude down to like $20. I remember it was so funny. I talked him down about $25. I think I talked him because he had it at 40. Talked him down 25. I didn't press and clean it, and I got it, and it came back a 98.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, yep. Jake says I always talk about that. I always talk about that book. I always talk about it, then you seem to pop up.
Oh yeah.
It's just something cool that I didn't know about, and I didn't buy that book for that reason. I bought it because the turtles were on the front cover.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because like it's funny. Just in general, it's just like a lot of stuff that people had from back in the day. It's like, oh, like this is you get this random significance to something that you normally wouldn't think about, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, like I had no idea that this was this, and then some time goes down the road, it's like like I think about video games. Like I started seeing I don't know who posted it, but I started seeing, I think it was on Instagram. Oh, it was Nemesis Prime. He posted a bunch of CGC graded video games. And I was like, I wonder how much this one is. Because I was like, I wanted to see how much that Turtles, the first Turtles game, the NES game, went for, graded. And so I looked. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's like $2,500. Like, oh my god, and I'm guessing the 9.8's the top you can get in that too. So, but it's like a 9.8 graded, Turtles, um, you know, NES game, the Konami game, goes for over $2,000. That's crazy. And he had a couple games that I was like, wow. I was like, so Knights of the Old Republic and a few other ones. I was like, and I do have some games that I've never opened.
I got one graded game. I actually have some games I'm like you. I have some games I haven't opened. So I'm actually tempted to get them graded.
Is Bonnie about to sleep?
She's going to take her bath and she's going to eat some dinner. And then it'd be
because I wanted to play the Roblox with her.
And probably do that another day.
Yeah, I got to do that another day. She can't play anything.
No, you won't.
She can't play anymore for the rest of the day because she's actually not supposed to play during the week.
Don't lose it.
Yep, Friday you can play. Yes, you're right. Friday's tomorrow.
But yeah, like I have.
So I know
field games that I have. So I have a Metroid Prime that was it came with my GameCube that I got. I never opened it, and I remember seeing it in the video game store, and they're like, "Oh, like is this one? Did you buy this off the shelf?" And this and that. I was like, "No, it came with the GameCube. I never opened it." Oh, that's actually pretty rare. Because the guy had it in there. He had it for like something like $300. He's like, "Yeah, I'd be willing to give you like $100 for it." I'm like, "But you're selling it for $300?" I was like, "If you're selling it for $300, why can't I sell it for $300? Not to you, but to somebody else." And he's like, "Oh, well, He's like, "Well, what's the condition?" I was like, "It's still in the plastic." I was like, "It's never been opened at all. Like it's still like sealed like day one." And then I have a Dead or Alive number 2 for PlayStation 2, and that's never been opened. I should look and see how much that goes for. Because it's just a sealed game. I'm like, oh, that'd be
I think I know CGC was at Dallas last year. Yeah. Hopefully, if they, I know they're not going to come to New Orleans Fan Expo, even though you would think they would, have a small presence there. I'll probably bring. I just got to remember. I forgot last time. I forgot my games and my my Turtles movie. I was like, I wanted to get them graded, and I felt more confident dropping them off than mailing them. So I think I'll do it next year at Dallas. I'll probably bring the movie and a couple of sealed games I have, and just let them grade it. I
don't have the movie or anything like that. Like that's something I don't have anything of. Like I don't have like no VHS tapes or anything. Like I remember I gave them all of those, and this is what I mean. Where I'm like, something like, oh, he didn't know what he had. You just gave him all the Salvation Army. He didn't care. Like I just wanted them out. I just needed to make room. So I was like, yeah, you can have all these. So Ninja Scroll and Ninja Scroll on VHS and old like WWE tape, WWF like Survivor Series '93 and
and they don't have to be sealed. They don't have to be sealed though, too, either, Chris.
Yeah.
Because they actually, if you want to hear something funny, if you send them something sealed, they actually open it up.
Oh wow. Yeah, because they want to make sure that it's not in an empty case or a disc that's like destroyed or something stupid.
They do it very, very precisely, very strategic opening it. But they open up the stuff because they gotta make sure just like for games, they gotta make sure the manuals in there. They gotta make sure because of reseals, they gotta make sure the games it's the correct game. All that stuff. Yeah. Same thing with VHS. They gotta make sure the VHS that's the actual VHS and not somebody just sealed another game movie in it. So
yeah. It's funny because I have I just never thought about that. I mean, you never thought anything about all that stuff because it's like I can think back. Like people grade everything now. They have like cassette tapes graded and records graded and all these things. I'm like, wow. I was like, because I think about I have and it's definitely been used, so I don't think it's in mint condition at all. But like I have somewhere in the house, the Thriller album, but it's like the actual album of Thriller. It's like, oh, like we had that like way back whenever. So it's like the original printing or pressing or whatever like that. And it's just like, if it was in really good shape, I mean, I wonder how much that would be, you know what I mean? Because like, oh, I have the original, especially now. And it's like, just tons and tons of stuff that you think about, like, oh, like all these old cassette tapes that no one cares about. Like, yeah, like, you know, and I know that like my parents had a bunch that like it was music that they liked and music that but they just never opened them. So there's a bunch of sealed tapes and stuff in places that like people just like, you know, and that we probably got rid of it just like, yeah, who listens to tapes anymore? And it's like, oh, but then funny enough, I have a what is it, like a tape deck? It's actually you know, never been opened. It's actually, I mean, well, the box has been opened, but it's never been used. And it's actually like, you know, like perfect. And I looked that up on eBay, and that model, it's selling for like $400. I'm like, holy shit, really? $400 for this thing? And this is like, you know, I mean, like literally, you could take out the box right now and just it should work perfectly, just because there's nothing, you know, like it was never used. So that's kind of cool. I think my crowning achievement as far as like video games is concerned, or owning a game that's like rare, is that Chrono Trigger. I have Chrono Trigger for Super Nintendo. I don't have the box or anything else. I just have the cartridge. But I know that one, you know, is one that collectors like seek out. So I don't know about you know, PlayStation games, like PlayStation 1 games. But I do have some old PlayStation 1. Like I have Final Fantasy 7 somewhere, but it's got scratches and stuff because I had it back when I was like 13. Let's see. No, that can't be right. That is no. There's no way. I don't believe that at all. Someone's asking for it. So it says for this. One guy's asking, says Chrono Trigger SNES USA Authentic, $279.99. And there's one right below it for same deal, $250. And there's one for $30. And then $255. No, 35. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, reproduction. Wait a minute.
Where's my taco?
How can you tell?
You got your taco.
I have to do
All
some
right.
research.
I'm actually not get off. I'm gonna end the live. I packed my stuff. We chatted, but if anybody wants to join in this chat backstage, let's drop the link. You're more than happy. I know Jigs is here, Wolverado's here. You know, if you all want to just chat it up, you don't have to come on camera. But you know, if you guys want to chat it up, I packed up the first Rocket Raccoon is going to a new home, and I packed up the Star Wars newsstands with some extra goodies. So thank you guys for watching the Packing Chat. Talked about a lot of different stuff. I like doing these little Packing Chats. So see you guys on the next Packing Chat. That's all I can say, man.
Oh, one more thing.
What?
Subscribe and hit that notification button. Get a big thumbs up.
Y'all heard her. Got to do it now. You got to subscribe and hit a thumbs up.
Or else you're going to be fired.
And S, you're going to be fired. So guess what? I'm going to give you guys a little extra time to do what she says.
Nice night.
Mm-hmm. Pizza dude's got 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You only got 30 seconds to do it.
If you didn't, that means you're punished.
And peace out.
Peace out.